Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we start commence the program, and here are the following webinar protocol. For each participant ID, please use your real name following with your origin of institution. All of participants are expected to mute the audio and only unmute the video during the event. We cordially invite you to take your own firm and comfort seat in your own room, and please avoid the backlight. Make sure that you have a good and stable internet connection. If you have an earphone or headset, we recommend you to use it so that your voice can clearly and loudly to be heard. During the Q&A discussion session, all participants, please use the chat box to deliver the questions. Thank you for your cooperation and consideration.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you guys? How's everyone? I hope you are healthy and completely fine with your, I think this is the final exam term, right? So let's start. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining our event today, Researcher and Research Student Enrichment Program for Hard Engineering Stream, or usually we call it BioSEP. Before we start our agenda today, I will read out the information which is important for you. The first one, please fill the attendance form on the provided link, which will be shared in the Zoom chat room by our committee. The link will be closed in 15 minutes. Second, please fill the feedback form, which will be shared in the Zoom chat room 15 minutes before the session ends, and it will be closed after 1 hour. Third, the attendance and feedbacks are compulsory for these purposes. First, attendance is mandatory for new ITS master and doctoral students. Certificate of participation, which is only eligible for international participants who have 60% of attendance or minimum 5 meetings. It is for STEM for it, which is eligible only for ITS undergraduate students. Participants who wish to ask questions during the Q&A session, please send your question at the provided link in the Zoom chat room. Alternatively, you may raise your hand during the Q&A session to ask your question directly. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Researcher and Research Student Enrichment Program for Hard Engineering Stream on today, Thursday, 16 December 2021. I'm Dewi from ITS Postgraduate Office, and I will be your Master of Ceremony for today's session. Before we start the session, allow me to inform you our today's agenda. For the first agenda is the opening by MC, continued by the introduction of the moderator and also the speaker. After that, we will get to the main agenda, the lecturer session, then followed by Q&A session, and it will be ended with the conclusion and closing. I would like to remind you again to fill your attendance form shared through the provided link in the Zoom chat room, which will be closed in 15 minutes from now. Before we moving to the next agenda, please allow me to elaborate about today's lecture. Today's lecture theme in RECEP for Hard Engineering Stream is about life strategy as a researcher, which will be delivered by our speaker, Dr. Sazanita from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. and Dr. Baskoro Adi Pratomo from ITS, who will be the one conducting our session as our moderator. Now, let me introduce you to our moderator today. So, our moderator today is Dr. Baskoro Adi Pratomo, who is graduated from ITS with the Bachelor of Informatics, and then he took his master degree in ITS as well, specialization in networking security, and also he got his PhD degree in computer science at Cardiff University, UK, specialization in network security, machine learning. He is currently a lecturer at Informatics Department of ITS, and he is also a research assistant at School of Computer Science and Informatics, Cardiff University, UK. Just wait for a second. His research interests are in cybersecurity, network security, and machine learning. Without further ado, let's proceed to the main agenda to Dr. Baskoro Adi. As our moderator, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Devi, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So today we will be discussing about the life strategy for a researcher. So as a researcher, the main duty is to research something. So we hope after this session, we will see how to plan ahead our life as a researcher, and then we may discuss about what are the challenges for being a researcher. And this talk will be delivered by Dr. Sazanita Isa, and her background. So she did her diploma in electrical engineering at the University Technology Mara, and she also did her bachelor in electrical engineering at the same university. And then she did her master at the University Sains Malaysia. She graduated in 2009, and then she finished her PhD at the University Technology Mara in 2018. And currently, she is a lecturer at the same university, and she was also a research assistant at the University Sains Malaysia. Her research interests are image processing, such as medical imaging and UVS, and then signal processing, such as brain signals, artificial intelligence, like artificial neural network and deep learning, and lastly is the process control. Without further ado, I'll give the session to Dr. Iza. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Baskoro, for such introduction. I feel honored today as to be invited as a speaker for this program. And so let me share my slide first. Okay, so everyone can see my slide. Can everyone see my slide?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's still
Not yet.
Okay. 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 So can you see the slide?
Yeah, we can see the slide now.
Okay.
but it's not in the slide. Okay, it's good now.
Okay. So is it clear?
Yes.
All right. So okay. So first of all, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Mr. Moderator and Dr. Baskoro, and also our MC today, Miss Devi. So thank you very much. So again, I would like to thank ITS for inviting me as a speaker. So I believe this is the last forum of this year. Okay, so the topics that I'm going to share today with all the participants or the audience today is life strategy as a researcher. So mainly this is, I believe this is for hard engineering, for faculty of electrical engineering, mechanicals engineering, and all the engineering backgrounds. Okay, so I'm from University Technology Mara. Okay, so the Penang branch, which is located at the northern of Malaysia. Okay, so actually University Technology Mara is the largest university in Malaysia. Okay, so my branch, so I based in Pulau Pinang. Okay, so without further ado, so I would like to just introduce the outline of the topic today that we're going to share. All right, so basically with this title, life strategy as a researcher, so I'm going to touch about this researcher's background, okay, and then how a researcher's life should be, and what are the challenges that are usually faced by the researchers, and also what are the plannings that researchers has or should do in doing their in their life as researchers, and also some of these researchers' achievements that we expect at the end of this session. Okay, so basically what I'm going to talk today is based on my experience as researchers during my time continue the PhD, and also some observation that I gained, or I look into other people's who also continuing their postdoctoral degree. So what basically I'm going to talk today is based on experience and observation. Okay, so I hope if what I'm going to talk today could benefit you and in your strategy to your life or PhD life or doctoral life. So I hope you can use it as well, or if it does not suit you, so just maybe you can just take it as what we have today. Okay, so I believe that all the audience in this forum today are researchers. Okay, so I understand that maybe some of you are doctoral student or PhD students, and maybe some of you are master student doing your master research or master by courseworks. Okay, so and maybe some of you are final year undergraduate students. Okay, so that is actually the beginning of researchers. Okay, and I noticed that also the participants may be academicians or researchers from the ITS itself. Okay, so thank you to all the participants again, and so now let's start our talk today. Okay, so we know that basically what I'm going to talk today is more into this doctoral study. Okay, so basically postgraduate, we know that is not an easy journey to complete. Okay, so this postgraduate degree is certainly actually it's not at the end of research process, but this is rather the start of the research career. Okay, so we don't know what are the challenges that we're going to face once you enter the postgraduate studies. Okay, so the difficulties are different from one person to another person. So now we will look into how to manage these difficulties, and how are we going to overcome such any problems that occur during the studies. Okay, all right, so now let's move to the first slide. So the first is I want to talk about this researchers background. Okay, so researchers, yeah, we know researchers is someone who doing academic, who doing technology or scientific study to gain knowledge, or to find any new knowledge in any area. So in the first place, as to be a researcher, so you need to know why you want to be a researcher. So what is the main reason you want to be a researcher? Okay, so you can be others. You can be others job scope, like you can be a teacher, or you can be any businessman, or any others prospects of work. But why you want to be a researcher? So you should know, you have to ask yourself, okay, so how a researcher's life is. Okay, so why you want to be a researcher? Is it because of your we can say personal interest, or is it because you want because you have been asked by your university to be a researcher, or maybe other reasons that you think why you want to be a researcher. So the first thing, you must know what is your life goals. Okay, so know your targets. All right, so as for me, researchers is one of my I say my dream works, because I like doing a research. Okay, so in order to do a research, the first thing that you have to have postdoctoral degree, or we can say a PhD. Okay, so why you want to pursue this postgraduate study? Okay, so you need to know what is the objective you want to pursue your postgraduate study. Is it because of you want like a title in front of your name, or maybe you really interest in this research, or maybe you are attracted to these topics of research, and something like that. Okay, so by the way, you should also know your life goal in terms of short and long-term goals, objective of your life. Okay, so short-term goals, like maybe you want to continue PhD within 3 years or 4 years. Okay, so that is your goals, your short-term goal. And while these long-term goals, what are your long-term goals? Is it you want to be an academician at university, or maybe you want to be a researcher at industry, or maybe some in at research center? Okay, so what is where is your directions in terms of your life strategy? Okay, so this is the important things that you need to identify. You need to know what's your life goals. Okay, the second thing is in your research background. So you need to know your capability. Okay, so in terms of your research interest, capability for the research interest, is it you really have the interest in the research topic that are you going to do, or to enroll in the study? Okay, is it because that is the only topic that you have, and you have to get the topics? Okay, okay. So for example, that maybe you have a sponsorship from university, and university asks you to continue your PhD in this certain topic that you are not really into it. So that's why I'm saying that you should know your research interest. Okay, so because something that you do with the interest is going to long last. Okay, it's going to make in your soul. Okay, so with this research interest, you identify your research interest. So this is to you will be capable in your next life as a researcher. Okay, and secondly is the skills and strength. Okay, so you need to know what is your skills and strength. Okay, so maybe we are different. Okay, we are different backgrounds. We coming from different family. We coming from different nature of life. Okay, so you need to know your skills and your strength. Maybe you have some skills that that you notice that you can enhance in your future research. So this you can be develop it. You can grow it, the skills and the strength. Okay, so but if you have zero knowledge of the skills and strength, you need to develop it from the scratch. Okay, so for example, like maybe you are good enough in for example in analytical or experimental works, so that is a benefit for you. Okay, this is a bonus for you to in your PhD studies. Okay, so for example, like before you enroll the PhD, we have induction session. Okay, commonly this is for university that they conduct this induction to know what is your skills, your strengths, your capability, your background. So from that, there is a score. So you can know that from the induction. So which level are you at, and how are you going to enhance your skills? Okay, how? Okay, so basically, we're going to talk these skills and strength in later. Okay, how to enhance your skills and strength. Okay, so next is the communication skills. Okay, so in order to live as a researcher, communication skills is very important, because you are not deal with one person, and you're going to deal with many persons around you. For example, your supervisors, your universities, your office managements of your faculties, of your colleagues or your lab mates. So communication skills is important. Okay, so the most important things in communication skills is in between your supervisors. Okay, because we need to have what we say confidence in express our idea to the supervisors. Okay, all right, so next is controllability. Okay, so this is more to this the ability of yourself to control situation or something in your PhD. Okay, so we know that different persons they have different kind of personality. For example, we have an introvert, we have extrovert person. Okay, so this kind of person, you should identify which category are you. All right, so if you think that you are as an introvert person, so what are the things that you need to do in order to enhance your existence? Yeah. Okay, so that is the things that we need to cater on this knowing your capability. All right, so another things, the most important elements is health conditions. Okay, so you should know your capability of your health condition itself. Okay, but if let's say if you have so not so good health conditions, and you are planning to pursue your PhD, so maybe you need to rethink again. Okay, what is the consequence will happen in the future. Okay, so because this is going to affect the way of your journey in your PhD life. All right, so this is what I'm saying about knowing your capability as a researchers. Okay, so the third one is lifestyle. All right, so in order to continue PhD or postdoctorate study, okay, so you need to consider the lifestyle. So whether you have to change your lifestyle or to remain it, because we need to follow the situations that we are in. For example, like maybe you want to you have uh, you want to further study abroad, for example, in UK, in Europe, okay? So this lifestyle would be totally different with our in Asia, okay? So whether you want to remain your lifestyle or you want to adapt new lifestyle, okay? So as for me, during my first I decide to continue PhD, I decide to remain my lifestyle as it is. So how I go to work, so that is the way I will continue my PhD. Okay, so without any difference in my lifestyle. For example, I need to move somewhere, I need to go into another country. Okay, so I think because we have several considerations like our families, our financial background, our maybe our adaptations to the environments. Okay, so that is the things that you have to think about, okay, about this lifestyle as a researchers. Okay, for example, like new environment, are you willing to take your PhD studies which is far distance from your home country, or let's say from your universities that you are studying, that you are work now? Okay, so are you willing to be travel in far distance? Okay, so that is some consideration also that we need to think about. And also maybe the working space in your environment, so is it comfort or not enough comfort? Okay, so that is we have to look into your study. And also the research tools. Okay, so as we continue PhD, okay, research tool is important in our study. Okay, so without it, we might not finish our study. Okay, so in order to get along with these methods, with the research tools, okay, so you have to get new environment, you have to get along with some other people who are working with that research tool. Okay, so how is it operate, and is it has some ethical issue and other things. All right, so this is the factors that we need to look in our research life. Okay, all right, so next is the new culture. Okay, so this is also a challenge for someone who are need to change their way of someone who are willing to study abroad. Okay, because we in Malaysia, in Indonesia, we have a same culture. Okay, so that is that is benefit for us if we study somewhere in Asia. But if you choose to study abroad, do PhD in Europe, so you need to understand what are their cultures, because some of my friends who are studying like in New Zealand, okay, so the culture there, they will only work from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so they're working only work days, office hours. Okay, so on the weekend, they rather go somewhere. Okay, they not enter the labs. Okay, so this is the culture that you need to think about. Okay, all right. So another things is this family or spouse. Okay, they change of our family and our spouse. Okay, so once we consider to take into new environments, of course we will also affect our family or our spouse. Okay, so maybe if you want to continue abroad, your spouse or your husband maybe need to take leave, or maybe to quit his job and follow you to this to another countries to continue the PhD. So this is the what we can say lifestyle changing, which is you need to consider whether you want to change it or to remain it. Okay, so that is from my opinion. Okay, so many of my friends who are studying abroad, okay, so the spouse has to quit the job and follow to the country that they pursue the PhD. Okay, so this is will affect, so will give some maybe financial background, I can say. Okay, so next is the culture. All right, the culture is like I said just now, challenges in to adapt new cultures. Okay, so but in terms of adapt new knowledge, the culture of adapt new knowledge is another things that you need to consider, because maybe we have different kind of institutions, okay, which is provide the I mean the technology, or maybe the new things in the study. So how are you going to adapt with this knowledge, and also how to adapt or deal with your supervisor or colleague. Okay, so this is also important elements that you need to reconsider. Okay, so how to deal with your supervisor, because we have different supervisors from different culture. Okay, so maybe we think that from the CVs of the supervisors is showing a good presentation. We don't know how the way of we dealing with the supervisors when we for like for physical interactions. Okay, all right, so this is more into what I said, we have to more open discussion, open discussion with the supervisors. All right, and then next is research culture. Okay, research culture is the way you need to build the relationships. Okay, so maybe among your lab mates, okay, your team, your research team. All right, so you have to build this relationship. So this is the important, so that it could help you in continue your PhD studies. All right, so now last is the financial and emotional elements in a researcher's background. Okay, so financial is very important in continue your PhD. Okay, so maybe some of you are funded by university, but maybe some of you are self funded. Okay, so this element is the things that you need to consider. You need to plan. Okay, you need to go through the university's fees, for example. Okay, so what kind of fees that they will need in order for you to complete your studies. Okay, so if let's say you self funded, and how are you going to find money to do publications and to buy all the experimental tools. Okay, so that is things that also contribute to the journey. All right, so another things is maybe emergency funding, emergency funding that you need to consider. For example, if something happened during your study, who's going to pay all the things. Okay, all right, so that you should have some saving in terms of these things. All right, so another is thing is their emotional. Okay, so emotional is very important. Okay, because you are not dealing with a short-term study. Okay, so some PhD they able to complete within 3 years or 4 years, but some people's up to 9 years, 10 years. Okay, so this is emotionals is play with our emotionals. Okay, so you have to be emotionally stable. Okay, because from this emotionally feelings, it can contribute you to others, affect you to others thing like your health background stuff. Okay, so maybe your mentals, maybe you're going to get another disease. So you have to keep your body fit and emotionally stable. Okay, so that is what we should consider. All right, so another thing is maybe you can know your hobbies. Okay, so during PhD, you will not focus. I mean, yes, you have to focus on your study, but you cannot focus 24 hours on your studies. So you have to do something that can reflect you to other things, which is to make yourself happy. Yeah, happy. Maybe you to reflect to another area that, for example, you can have some hobbies like gardening, or maybe you can have some hobbies like traveling. Okay, so this besides doing your PhD, your hobbies can help you in your emotionally stable. Okay, so that is in terms of researchers background. So all these things that you need to consider before continue your postgraduate journey or your PhD study. Okay, so all right, so this is you should know your target. Okay, so in order to continue your PhD, you should know your target. All right, so when you want to start the study. Okay, so actually there is no terms you have to wait for a few months or a few years to study, but you have to start it now. All right, so there is no late terms in studying PhD. Okay, so in order to start your PhD, so the first thing is for my opinion, you have to avoid procrastination. Okay, this is very important. Okay, procrastination is mean you don't delay doing anything that you want to do. For example, okay, you delay about this searching of the importance thing about this university, about these supervisors coaching and something like that. Okay, so don't delay. Everything you do, don't delay. Okay, so this is very important because we don't know if you delay things or you delay your works, it's going to be double in the future. Okay, so it is very I can say that this is you have to avoid this procrastination. Okay, so secondly, before start, you have to set the timeline or milestone of your study. All right, for example, like the figure here, I set my own milestone for PhD study. Okay, so I give into several semesters, so this is my target. So I target to complete the PhD works within 6 semesters, and I divide into semesters. So what I'm going to do in every semester. All right, so this for example, in semester 1, I'm going to apply for the grant. Okay, and then semester 2, I'm going to do my defense proposals. All right, and then I do some literature reviews, and also from the literature reviews, I want to publish a paper. Okay, so even it is proceeding, is still a paper. So that is my target. I have my own timeline. All right, so for example, in semester 2, I target to do the data collection and also do the preliminary works. Okay, so this is the timeline that I need to follow. Okay, so what if anything happen, let's say I cannot fulfill the task in that semester, so what should I do? So I have do some backup plan for this my timeline. All right, so it is important, yeah, to plan your milestone, to plan your studies, right? So this is basically will help you in your study. All right, so let's you move a first step to do your PhD, and do it now. All right, so that is the first before you do the PhD. All right, so the second is how are you going to start with the PhD? All right, so we have many engine search right now. We can just Google anything in our laptop. You can find searching for your supervisors, for universities, for the funding available. Okay, so there is a plenty of opportunity that you can grab right now. Okay, so of course, from my experience, of course, supervisors is important because it's like people always say that doing PhD is like married to your supervisors. All right, so this is you need to shop around to find your supervisors. Okay, besides that, the locations of the area of your research is also important. So you don't want to travel far away 3-4 hours just to meet your supervisors from your place. Okay, so I have several friends who continue their PhD. The supervisors is somewhere in Kuala Lumpur. So from Penang to Kuala Lumpur, it took about 4 hours or 5 hours. All right, so this journey they do every month. Okay, they do every month. So for me, that is I think if you have if you have opportunity to study with the area close to yourself, so I think that is much better for you rather than you need to travel far distance just to meet your supervisor every month. Okay, because it's wasting time and also wasting money. All right, so another things how to start your PhD is your preparation. So like I said just now, mental preparations, physical preparations, and also family. So these three are important. Okay, because you need to know your conditions. You must be healthy enough to study. All right, so you don't want in the mid of your study you find that you get this disease and you have to stop your study. That is I think not so good in continuing your PhD. Okay, so another thing is you need to make consider of your family. For your family, if you have many children, okay, you have your spouse working, and you need to consider this. Okay, so are you willing to move all your family around with you? Okay, with some maybe affect your family's financials. Okay, so that is a preparation you need to do. Okay, but if for example, like we have several funding from our universities, which is encourage us to study abroad, that is good enough. Yeah, good enough for us. Okay, so next is how to do it. I mean, how to continue your study. Okay, the first thing we do is we see and we learn. All right, so we need to attend some methodology courses, okay, in order to enhance our knowledge of to prepare ourselves with this PhD life or PhD studies. Okay, so we need to do some discussions with supervisors, okay, and then we need to do some online courses that you have. Maybe you have to enter an online courses, which is now I think many online courses which is available. You just pay some money and you can learn. Okay, you can know the online courses like maybe how to write the PhD proposal, maybe how to do some analytical data, and also many other things. Okay, so as for now, there are also like I like to follow one of the Facebook for doctorate support group. So I think that is help the students. Okay, because in there you can share everything. You can share your online courses. You can share your the service, the proofreading service, and so on. Okay, so just Google for it and go for it. Okay, so just spend some money and the knowledge you get will help you better in your study. All right. Okay, so okay, how to complete your PhD study? All right. So first thing, you have to have a planning. Okay, you have to plan, and you have to come up with a backup plan. You should expect the unexpected. Okay, so these things are very important. Okay, because planning is if you fail to plan, so you're going to fail. I mean, you're going to have some troubles in your journey later. Okay, so what everything you have to is to plan your everything. You have to plan for this. For example, like maybe your start the first start of your study, you have to plan, and then second study and second time. So what are the things that you need to plan is your like a data collection, for example, your experimental work, and how you plan to complete your thesis. So this is overall planning is important. So it's very important in your study. Okay, so for example, I said just now that in your planning you have to follow the timeline. Okay, this is useless if you plan but you don't follow the timeline. Okay, so because that is just to be a benchmarking, benchmark your what you have done so far in your study. All right, so for example, like we have in for example in my university, we have we have defense research proposal, okay, which is in the semester 1 or semester 2. The students need to defend their proposals. Okay, so from the proposal we know that whether the student is ready to continue to the next process or not. Okay, all right, so we have the examination, and also we have data collection. How you plan to do the data collection? So as we are from this hard engineering, we do need to do some data collections. Okay, for example, like for my time, I do data collection at the hospital. So I need to plan which hospitals that I need to go and what are the data collection availables, the data that availables that I can collect from them, and how is the nature of the data itself. Okay, so that is I need to plan it to so that it won't affect my study after all. Okay, so and then of course publication. So you do the PhD, you cannot avoid the publications. Okay, publication is important because some universities they have requirements, so you can for you to graduate, yeah, in your PhD. So publication is also important. Okay, plan for publication. All right, and lastly is the thesis writing. Okay, so how you plan to complete your thesis writing, because thesis writing is the most important stage, because you can complete your experimental work within time, but when come to thesis writing, many of students, PhD students, are whether they cannot do or they just drag the time to complete the thesis writing. Okay, so you have to plan. How are you going to? When are you going to write? And something like that. Okay, so if the plan that you expect is not come out as you expect, okay, so you have to come up with plan B. All right, so that is the I can say that's a backup for you. Okay, we have to do the plan B in order for you to, we cannot just stop there, we cannot just stand still and waiting for it. Okay, another thing is you have to keep motivated. Okay, so what are the important elements that help you in your study to finish your study on time is you have to motivate it. Okay, you have to take a person, you have to take your maybe your person that you are admire, or maybe your okay, it is many person that we can take as our role, yeah, to we need to follow their style of life or style of study. Okay, so just keep motivated with this good story of good role models. Okay, and lastly is rest when you need it. Okay, because PhD is not everything, but health is important. Again, I like to say about the health, because the health is, we cannot buy our health. Okay, so we need to keep good health. Okay, so when you need rest, just rest it. Don't force yourself to complete the PhD, even if you think you are able. But actually, we have to look back how we need the rest, because with rest, sometimes you can improve yourself after you do go some holidays and something like that. Okay, so that is my PhD planning. So I plan to do in 3 years, yeah, from August 2014 to August 2017. All right. So my life as a researcher. Okay, so I am a university staff. Okay, I do some teaching. Okay, and then also academicians, a lecturer, and also a postgrad supervisors, and also a collaborator, and also I do some committee works at my university. Okay, so basically that is what I did in university, and this process will continue. Okay, so instead of become a researcher, I am also a mother of 3 sons. Okay, so this the things that that we need to know our roles as researchers, because we're not only researchers itself, we are not a robot. Okay, but we are human, we are researchers, and I'm also a mother of 3. I'm a husband, wife to a husband, and also a daughter to my parents, and also daughter-in-law to my mother-in-law. Okay, but the most important thing that is I'm a servant of to the Allah. Okay, so I have to cater all this responsibility in myself. Okay, so that is my planning. So I plan to continue my PhD in 2014. So before that, I complete my master degree in 2010. Okay, so about 4 years later, and then I decide to do my PhD. Okay, so because I am in universities field, so I need to have PhD. I cannot wait, because the longest I wait, we don't know what happened in the future. Okay, so I have so that's why I go for PhD for study leave, and my study leave is funded by Ministry of Higher Education. Okay, for 3 years. So I decide to do just local. Okay, and after complete my PhD, I do some industrial attachment. So because I want to apply for the professional engineer, as that is the one is for university requirement actually. And currently, I just start my postdoctoral fellow at the UiTM Science Malaysia. So I just start in this October for 2 years. Okay, so that is my plan. And next after this, I want to plan for maybe better positions is my university. Maybe I'm looking for associate professor. So that is my plan. Okay, so the rest I leave it to Allah, how it's planned me. Okay, so that is basically what I plan for my researcher's life. Okay, so this is as a researchers, this is the things that you should familiar with. Okay, so in order to make your existence is real, all right, so you need to publish in Scopus. Okay, so you have to be cited in this WOS. Okay, all right, so because H index is important as a researchers. Okay, all right, so that is just some introduction. Yeah, all right. So second things is researcher's life. All right. So researcher's life. Okay. So there are several things that you need to know is researcher's life. Okay. So as you are continuing a PhD or master or PhD. Okay. So the first thing that you should know is how to get along with your supervisors. Okay. Because like I said just now, supervisors is your like married to your supervisor. So you should know your supervisor very well. Okay, so you need to know his or her preference, her hobbies, her boundaries. Okay, the gap between you and supervisors. Is it how close you are with your supervisors? You can be friends with him or her, or maybe some gaps. Okay, all right, and you should know her emotional, his or her emotionals. Okay. Other than that is the supervisor culture, because we have different backgrounds, like I said just now. So we need to understand their cultures. Okay, so maybe with this tips, you could search for a good supervisors. All right. Okay, so number 2 is know your buddies. Okay, you should know your lab mate. Okay, how many lab mates that you have, and what research that they do. Okay, and what study that they do. All right, so that is easier for you to do some reference. Okay, so you can ask something for them. All right, so that is important thing. Okay, another things is this know your university. So you should know your university. I think most of us familiar with our university that we go for study. Okay, so for example, like the funding available and the DRP requirement. DRP is defend your research proposal. Is it requirement for you to start at the semester 1 or semester 3 or semester 2? Okay, what is the requirement? Because this DRP will tell you how long you're going to finish your PhD or masters. Okay, but like at my university, UiTM, for master students, we need to do the different research proposal at semester 1. Okay, and then for the PhD student, they need to defend their proposal at semester 2. Okay, so you should know that. And also for the Viva requirement, okay, you should know in order for you to Viva. Okay, so what are the requirements that you should have? For example, what a publication that you should have? How many publications? Is it index publications or what else? Okay, so that is the important element. And also the library service. Library service is also will help you in your study. All right. So this library study is actually I think most of persons who are studying PhD, they should know this. Okay, they know how to look into these things. All right. Other than that, you should know your hobby. Okay, so this is to make you release tension during your study, and also so you have a me time. Okay, so during my study, I liked baking. Actually, baking or gardening. So that is normal for women, right? Okay, I like baking, you know. Okay, so another thing is in a researcher's life. Okay, so you need to learn new things. This is I think important. important, because you should be learn new knowledge. Yeah, you should be IT savvy. Right now we have so many media socials that you can share everything, you can ask people everything, like forum and so on. Okay, so you need to be IT savvy. Okay, we are in we can say industrial revolutions technology right now. Okay, so there is many knowledge. Okay, you can go for. And also social life, rather than continue your PhD, you focus on your study, you can do some community service. Yeah, maybe for your neighborhood. Okay, you join their societies and so on. Okay, so they at least we know we can share something that not related with our study with their, for example, our interests, our hobbies and so on. Okay, and lastly is got this researcher's life, your family. Okay, so you should know your situation, your family, how many of you, and the health of your family situation. For example, your children, okay, their schools, okay, for their attentions. Okay, we need to look also into these things. So we cannot just focus on our work without ignoring them. Okay, because they are our support system. Okay, all right. So that is researcher's life. Okay, so this is the tips that how to maintain a good relationship with your supervisor. First of all, you need to know your supervisor characters. Okay, so this is very important, because like a supervisor, we don't know that person. Maybe you just find his CV in Google's, and then you go to study with him, take him as a supervisor. But instead of that, you need to know what are the character of your supervisor, because this is the chemistry. You have to have chemistry with the supervisor to make sure that you're going to go the journey smoothly, go your postgraduate study smoothly. Okay, so without this is quite difficult, because many of my friends who are actually, this is more contribute to different culture, who are cannot adapt with the supervisor characters. Okay, so you should know whether your children's supervisor is a type of invisible, okay, which is who's hard to meet. Okay, so like not give much input. But if you are a very independent person, this supervisor is perfect for you. Okay, this does not mean that this invisible supervisor is not suitable for you, but you just know yourself, and you just you can adapt with it, just go for it. Okay, or maybe someone supervisors that is have an indifference character. Okay, for example, it does not give any valuable critical input to your study. Okay, but you have to do by yourself. Yeah, you have to be independent also. Okay, so this type of supervisors is perfect for students who have a self-critical enough. Okay, so that is good for you, so just go for it. Okay, but however, it still have some disadvantage. Okay. And another thing is perfectionist. Okay, perfectionist supervisors. Like we know, everything must be imperfect. It's always do some critical our works. Okay, criticize every aspect of your work. Okay, and then this type of supervisor is perfect for a perfectionist students. Okay, so that is a type of a perfectionist. Or maybe some persons like just like to have moderate supervisors. Okay, so this character that you need to consider. Okay, so in order to maintain a good relationship between your supervisors. Okay, so the figure here I'm showing is email from my second supervisor, my co-supervisor, which telling that he is disappointed when I publish journal, okay, because he's agree for me to put his name, but later he said that he disappointed for me because I'm not solely depend on him. So that is the character. So I think okay, so I don't know. Usually people will happy if you people put your name in your in their papers and get published, but he's not happy. Okay, so that is his characters. All right, so that is we have a different life of style, different background. So you need to just to know it. Okay, so number 3 is a researcher's challenge. All right, so there are many challenges that you are going to face during your studies. For example, is like research work. Research work. Maybe you could lack of focus or direction. So okay, this is actually due to the lack of momentum. Okay, so for PhD studies, usually you are given 3 years, 3 years to 4 years. That is reason why you should study between these periods of years, because the momentum at this stage is still good. But when you reach to 5 or 6, 7 years, the momentum is keep low. So that's why you tend to lack of focus or directions. Okay, all right. So another thing is health. Okay, like I just mentioned just now, I like to mention about health. Health. Just the challenge you're going to face is of course you're going to depress or something like you cannot cope with the situations. Okay, what you to do is you have to rest when you need it. Okay, but don't rest for the long time. Okay, so just rest when you need it. Okay, so to recharge your energy, yes, for you to study. All right, so and then you have to monitor yourself. Okay, so many of my friends who are having bad health conditions, yeah, they need to stop their study at this middle of their way. All right, so that is you have to think about as the challenges. And time management. Okay, so like I said just now, time management is also very important. Okay, by having a poor time management, okay, so you will will drag your studies. Okay, so basically you have to manage it wisely, your time management. So when are you going to do data collection? When are you going to do the analysis? When are you going to do the thesis writing? Okay, so you have to follow the time. Yeah, and then stuck in comfort zone. All right, so this is probably maybe for those who have some established conditions. Okay, and then they are actually maybe have a good life before studying the PhD, and once they study PhD, they may be stuck in that comfort zone. They cannot cope. Okay, they cannot make a difficult lifestyle. All right. Okay, and then another thing is publication. Yeah, time management publication is also important. Same goes as thesis writing. Okay, so this is the things that you need to bear in mind, the to take a good time management for your studies. All right. Another thing is motivation. Okay, so what I did in my study, I keep myself motivated. I like to see people who have graduated or viva time. I like to see the announcement of the viva of this person, that person. Okay, so because it motivates me to keep my study, to keep my momentum of study. Okay, so that is my way of style, how I keep motivate of myself. Okay, and then of course support. Okay, so support is also important. Your family, your spouse, your husband, your wife. Okay, because me myself as a wife, I need to look into my son's basic. So I have to cook, I have to do house chores. Okay, so without your husband's support, it cannot, you will be exhausted. Okay, so that is the way of family life. Yeah, support is very important. And then okay, so monitor your attitudes. Okay, so just keep your momentum in your study. And then if you think you have, let's say you have published something, just reward yourself. Go and buy something that you feel make you happy. Okay, so other than that is self-confidence. So this is quite, I think, maybe on at the first stage of study, maybe you could feel this kind of self-confidence. You fear of failure, and then you maybe you don't want to take a risk, and then maybe you also a lack of relevance experience. But that all the things can be learned, can be fine, can be avoided. Okay, so just build a relationship with people, so that will keep you in motivations, your self-confidence higher. Okay, and lastly, the challenge that you're going to face in research is financial. Okay, so financial is the most important thing. All right, so because to publish a paper, you need the money. Okay, it is not some, it's not, it is quite some of money for you to publish, especially in high index journal. Okay, so it can be thousands. All right, and then before that, we are not a native English speaker. We need to do some proofread. We need to pay people to do some proofread. Okay, so that is the I'm saying about this is the way or culture of research in my area. Okay, all right. So and then you need to know this your study fee. What are the costs that could occur in your study, and also your half fee. Okay. All right. So okay. So actually there are several reasons. Yeah, several reasons why students tend to drop out from the grad school. Okay, so this is I think from 1 to 7, this is the reason, the reason why a student always maybe tend to drop out or quit their study. Okay, so but this all can be avoided if you know how to cater all this problem. All right, for example, okay, so first, like say you have to look a different perspective for yourself. Okay, if you have problems, just look from the different perspective how to solve it. Okay, so maybe you can try any other ways that you think applicable in your research. Okay, so that is the way you can help yourself. Okay, just don't give up, and just try to do everything you can to continue your study. Okay, another things that maybe you can take notes of everything. Okay, some people like to record everything, whether it is written, okay, whether it is in actually that is most of the students do, right? Okay, so everything that we find, that is, for example, like a new knowledge, we're going to keep it written so that we want to refer to it later. All right, so and then okay, so if you feel exhausted, just go and have a coffee with your friends. Okay, don't feel like it is a sin to have a coffee with your friends. Okay, so just go and just have some chit-chattings about their different background of field or research, so that maybe you can get some idea of it. Okay, so that will help you. Okay, so another thing is read novel, because someone said that read novels could help you enhance your brains. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't ever try to read the novels because our postgraduate is not allowed to. I mean, rather than read novels, I think better I read the journals or any articles. Yeah. Okay, so it is depend on your sides, how you take it. Okay, so another thing is exercise. So again, I will mention about the health, our health. Yeah, you need to exercise. Exercise is keep your body fit so that you can continue your PhD with your a good conditions, yeah, and stay positive and keep your motivation up. All right, so that is what you should do when you have a stuck in your study. All right, okay, so another thing is you have to take challenge. You take this challenge as it is. Okay, so this is I put the picture here is a grandpa who achieved the PhD at 70s. Okay, so why he want to study PhD and graduate at 70s? Okay, so if we are in our mid 30 and 40, yeah, even maybe some of you are more younger who continue PhD. Okay, so you should take a look at this grandpa. Okay, he's willing to take the studies, yeah, to complete his PhD. All right, so this grandpa is actually just graduate in this month from the University Technology University Technology Malaysia, UiTM. Okay, so this is our good role model. Why we should not complete, why we should stop, quit our PhD. Okay, so I just want to show here the most challenged part in PhD. Okay, so there are three from my opinion. For example, like literature search. Okay, so this is this part you have to find a research gap. Yeah, so the body of the knowledge of your study. Without this, you won't have a novelty in your study. Okay, so this is important. Another thing is data collection. Yeah, data collection is taking a long time, quite a long time to do it. Okay, because sometimes we face with several problems. For example, like data collection, especially in this COVID situations, yeah, you cannot simply enter to this data center and ask for this data. Cannot. We have to do several things like ethics approvals, which would take about several months to get approval. Yeah. Okay, and then the preparation is the time to take the data collection. Okay, now in COVID situations, also you cannot enter, you cannot go from my in my place. Yeah, so they have to do some rules that we need to follow to get the data collections. Okay, so that's why one of my master students cannot get the data collection, and I have to do some plan for him to get the data collection, another data which is available. Okay, so another thing is the most important is thesis writing. Okay, so to do this thesis writing is all about your PhD. Without writing, no matter how good is your experimental work or analysis or analytical work, without writing, it does not mean anything. Okay, so this is writing. You need to start from early of your enrollment of your study. Okay, so that is the important. So you have to take this challenge. Okay, you have to plan this wisely. All right. Okay, so I just want to shows that because just now I'm concerned about the health. Okay, so I just want to make sure that in your studies and your postgraduate study, just keep good health of your body. Okay, because this is the most important things. Okay, you cannot buy healthy. Okay, because once you get the bad conditions of your body, is hard to recover, you know. Okay, so as a PhD, for example, it's me myself. Okay, myself, I had this CT syndrome. Okay, due to working too many long hours in front of the laptop. Okay, so my hand get numbs, and I cannot feel, and it affect my background, my back, spinal, something like my body. Okay, so that is the price you need to pay. But alhamdulillah, as long as it's not get worse. But for you, you have to maintain your health body, especially your mental. Okay, mental is mental. We cannot see the mental health actually. We don't know our mental health how. Okay, so but if physical health, we know that our body is not fit and something like that. But mental, okay, so you yourself know how is your mental, whether it is exhausted or you cannot think about it. Okay, so that is the health that you need to taking care of. Yeah. Okay, so because in academics, the cultures of the mental health issue is, people said mental health issues is a common, yeah, it is a common in PhD. Okay, so you have to change that. Okay, you must say that once you graduate, your body is fit to continue as a researcher's life in your next stage. All right. Okay. And this is the researchers. Okay, so this is the researchers. Sorry. Okay, so this is also that the things that you need to look into. Okay, so basically in a PhD, we have this kind of stage, yeah, literature review, research gap, lab work, publication, and also this is writing. So this is how you plan for these things, okay, so that you can complete all the stage in your PhD study or in your doctoral study or in your master study. Okay, so as for literature review, you need to keep read new knowledge, okay, find latest development and so on. Okay, so then you have to find the research gap. Okay, research gap is also important to determine your research directions. Okay. And then lab works. Okay, lab works is also important because you need to plan your experiment early. At the start of your day, you have to identify where you can get this lab work can be done. For example, you want to do some experiment of this thing, and how you want to book the equipment and how you want to buy the equipment. Okay, you just have to start it. At least when something happen, you can have a backup plan. All right, and then publications. Okay, so publication is also important because in order to publish a paper in by the publisher, it took several months, sometimes a year, sometimes 2 years. Okay, so that is very important, because it also involves some money for you to publish paper. Okay, so if you have supervisors who have a grant, that is good enough. Okay, because actually they will provide the students with the money. Okay, and then thesis writing, just as I said just now, thesis writing is also important. Okay, so this thesis writing, you can get different tools or software that can help you. But the first thing is you have to start early. Start from the first day you enroll your PhD. Okay, so because thesis writing is take time to complete. Okay, so just write it every day. Just write a sentence or 2 sentences is okay, fine. Okay. All right. So
Sorry to interrupt, Dr.
yeah.
Iza. I
Yeah.
think we need to wrap up soon. We don't have much time
Okay,
left.
okay. Sorry for taking quite a time, because okay. So just I just want to just wrap up the talk. Okay, so just plan your PhD journey wisely, and then think for another work that you want to do. Okay, so this is just for my suggestions. The way of your PhD studies, you should not long than 4 years. All right, so okay, so this is just my recommendations for you to publish paper early. Okay, so just do some find right journal to publish your paper. Okay, all right, and follow the guidelines. Okay, and don't give up. Yeah, keep writing. Yeah, because rejection is normal. All right. Okay, so this is the just some brief of how you complete your PhD thesis faster. Okay, keep write every day, even one line for one day is okay, no problem. Okay, and refer your your SP as well. Okay, okay, so that is okay, this is how you complete your PhD. Okay. All right, so this is a graduate on time. Okay, so maybe you can look back at this recording, yeah, because maybe you want to read how to complete graduate on time within 3 years. Okay, so you can just look into it. Okay, and this is a researcher's achievement that you should find after you complete your PhD. So maybe you want to get promoted, you want to enhance your career, yeah, self-satisfaction, improve your skills, and also for professionalism. Okay, so with that, keep on track as a researchers. Okay, so just have a maintain connection with your SB and your research member and so on. Okay, so this is basically what I have told just now in first slide. Okay, so enjoy your moment as a researchers. Okay, just reward yourself and appreciate your friendship that you get along with your studies and keep a positive mind. Okay, so maintain your health. Okay, all right. So as a conclusion, just wrap up what I have just talked just now. Okay, so to be a successful researchers and also a strategist researchers, so know your capability. And then you have to plan well in everything you do. Prepare early in what every single things that you want to do, your experiment and so on, and don't give up, because give up will take everything. It will flatten everything. Okay, and keep a good momentum as researchers. Okay. So that is what I can conclude from our talk today, and I hope everyone will take it as tips for you to enhance your studies and also in your later life. Yeah. Okay, so you can maybe you can go to my sites, or maybe you can email me if you have any questions. Okay, and I'm also looking for a possible collaboration with the staff of ITS in this my research area. So with that, I thanks again to everyone, and sorry for taking quite a long time to this to deliver this topic. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Isa, for this wonderful talk and sharing your experience with us. I'm quite sure it's useful for all the students here, and especially for the PhD students. So we have 2 questions already. I'm going to read the first question, and I saw someone raise their hand. If you want to raise your hand again, please do so. Okay, so the first question is from Rico Tetuko. I would like to ask about PhD life. Do you have a colleague or a friend that doing his or her PhD life as an entrepreneur as well? And what do you think about it? Is it possible from your perspective?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Okay, so do I have friends who doing researcher's life as an entrepreneur? Yes, we do have many of students and friends who are not really go into academics or university, but they do their own business. They do their own entrepreneurship. Okay, so because right now what can I say? It's quite hard. Quite hard to get the position in university, because we have actually in Malaysia we have a limited positions. Okay, so what should we do? They go for their own company. They build for example their proofreading service for themselves. Also, maybe they do some consultation company based on their study of the PhD. We have many of them. For example, who involved in robotics and technology study. So they open their company and they do entrepreneur and they serve for the university. That is the way, another way to live as researchers, I think. Okay, so I think we should grab the opportunity, and we have to be creative in order to live as researchers. So that is my opinion.
Okay, thank you for the answer. I hope that answered the question. Mr. Rico, I think. If you have any follow-up, you can write it in the chat box. And we have another questions from Ivan Yosef one from the ITS. The question is, how easy is it to be able to think, and I think how easy is it to connect ideas, theories, and the problem solving in writing your thesis?
So again, the questions, how to connect?
How easy it is to be able to connect ideas, theories, and problem solving while writing your thesis?
Okay, it is not easy. What I can say, it is not easy because okay, to connect the ideas, the theory, the flow of your thesis, you need to have what we can say, you have to be manageable. Okay, so because thesis writing is about to express your idea, what you have did in your PhD. Okay, so to express your idea so that people can understand what you did in your study, so you have to have a flow of your study. Okay, so to be able to connect between idea and theory, I just say that you need to read a lot. Okay, you have to read a good papers, a good thesis. Okay, refer to good or best students thesis, so that we able to follow their styles. Okay, so that is the way of maybe you can do for your study as well. Okay, so that is my opinion. Okay, for you to make it good.
Okay.
So I hope I answered the questions.
Okay, a bit follow-up from me. You said something about reading good paper. How do you distinguish good paper from the bad ones?
Okay, we as a PhD student, we know, we have our feelings. We know how good is the papers and how not good is the papers. Okay, but from the points that I can say, you have to select the good papers from good publishers. Okay, so we have several type of publishers which is really taking care of the quality of the papers. Okay, for example, like I can say that you can go for Springer, Elsevier, or IEEE Explore. That is established publisher. Okay, but other than that, maybe there are another papers which is from other publishers which is also good. Okay, so maybe you can other than, if you really don't know how good is the paper, just ask your supervisor. I'm sure he will or she will know how good is the paper. Okay, so just keep asking. That is why we have supervisor. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I hope that answered the questions, Mr. Ivan. Okay, I think it was Miss Pak Bambang Sriyanto from Chemical Engineering who raised his hand earlier. Pak Bambang, are you still here? You want to ask the questions? I think we have time for at least a couple of questions more.
So everything is back to normal in Indonesia.
Not really. At least in the university, we're still doing the teaching from home.
Okay, so you're not yet to enter the university.
No, no. Maybe in the next semester. It depends on this Christmas, this holiday.
Yeah. Okay. But we in Malaysia, we have the students start enter the university already, but we still do online teaching.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same. So we do have some hybrid classes,
Yeah,
but
hybrid. Yeah.
mostly for new undergrad students.
Mhm.
Okay, if there's no more question, I have two questions, maybe two short questions for
Okay.
Dr. Iza. The
Yeah,
first question is, from your experience, what is the biggest difference when doing the undergrads, masters, and PhD, especially when you're writing your thesis or final project?
Okay. So what is the biggest what?
Difference.
Difference. I don't know. I feel that once I graduate PhD, I feel my PhD is very smooth. I have a smooth journey of PhD because I have a terrible moment during my master. I don't know. I don't know why it's come like that. But because maybe I have gone through my undergraduate. Undergraduate is easy. I think most of us complete it very well. And then for master levels, maybe maybe I don't know, maybe I have to some wrong selections of maybe supervisors, or maybe the I don't know, the experiment and so on. But I have a quite a miserable time of masters, because that's why I said a supervisor is very important. Okay, so you have to choose a good supervisor so that it can guide us. Okay, so with the situation that I have faced during my masters, so I said in my PhD I have to look back to cater it in PhD, my PhD journey. So what I did is I find a supervisor that meet my criteria. Okay, so I find topics that relate to myself rather than supervisor choose topic for me. So I feel that is quite help me in my PhD. So again, I said that PhD is not difficult. So maybe people say that PhD is very difficult in life, but I don't think it is actually just a good journey, and I enjoy the PhD life as a postgraduate. Okay, so that is my different stage of study.
Okay, thank you. And the second question, and probably if there's any more question, that's the final questions. So engineering students, they at least in here at my university, they tend to have low communication skills, or they have trouble with communicating their ideas.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestion on how to improve
Yes,
their
I
communication
understand.
skills?
Yes, I understand. We are not native speakers. We are not, if Malaysia, we are not Mat Saleh, you know. So we are Asia. Asia, we have our own bahasa that we talk every day. Okay, so but how you can encourage yourself to be as good as the native speaker? First is go for conference and build your confidence to talk in front of the audience in the conference. But that is for postgraduate. But for undergraduate, when you have assignments or presentation, so just go for it, just do it, just give the talk, just give the assignment presentation as good as enough. And other than that, maybe you can just look into many we have many tools. Grammarly, we can help your grammar. We have so many others tools that can help in our English. That is in terms of writing. And speaking, yes, like I said just now, just get involved in like public speaking. Okay, be confident with the presentations, and that's all we can help our as a not a native speakers, yeah, in our researchers life. Okay, so that is my opinion lah.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Isa. So essentially, the more practice we do, the more we improve the communication skills.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Isa, for this wonderful talk. I hope we can do some collaboration in the future with
Yes, I really
lectures.
look into it. Yes, I really looking into it. How to collaborate. Apa in next feature we can have some collaboration in grant application and so many things we can do. Okay, so
Yes.
it's a good opportunity for me to be here today. I can meet many of you from ITS. Okay, so I hope one day I can be here physically.
Sure. After this pandemic
Yes,
ends.
everything is settled. Okay, but we have to take our third and fourth dose.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, I think that's all from me. And Dr. Isa, I'll return the sessions to Miss Devi.
Okay, thank you very much for Dr. Iza Sazanita Isa for the inspiring lecture today, and thank you Dr. Baskoro Adi Pratomo for conducting this amazing session. Please give applause to our inspiring speaker and amazing moderator by using the Zoom action features for today's empowering session. As a token of appreciation, I would like to present a certificate for our honorable speaker and moderator. So this is the certificate for Dr. Iza Sazanita Isa as our gratitude for today's session. Thank you very much for providing your time today for lecture about life strategy as a researcher. We apologize that at the moment the certificate has not been signed yet by our rector due to his out of office at the moment.
It's
So
okay, it's fine. No problem.
Thank you. Next, for the next certificate will be presented for Dr. Baskoro Adi Pratomo for being our moderator today. Thank you very much, Dr. Baskoro, today for providing your time to be our moderator.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I think this is the last except for hard engineering, because today is 16 December and this is the last session that we have for this semester. I would like to invite everyone to open their mic, to open their camera to have a photo session together. Okay, I will wait for a while because this is like our last session, so it's gotta be special, I think. So we will have around 7 slides. Oh my God, everyone's here now. I can see your face. Okay, so let me make a countdown. Be ready, put your best smile, and then smile until I say stop. It will be for a while. Okay. Say cheese. 3, 2, 1.
Ini konsepnya Bang.
Okay, that's for the first slide. Please bear with me. Now for the second slide. Please wait for a second. Okay, keep smiling, guys. 3, 2, 1. Please wait, please wait, please wait, please wait. Don't close your camera. Thank you. Let's take again. There's a pop-up. Please wait, please wait. 3, 2, 1. Say cheese. Next one for the next session. Next slide. Number 3. Oh, everyone's here now. 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Thank you. For number 4. No, okay. Let's wait for a second. Thank you. Now number 5. Thank you. Last one, number 6. Three, two, one. Thank you very much. Please wait. Okay. Now that we have finished the group photo, I would like to remind everyone to fill the feedback form provided in the Zoom chat room by our committee. Participant who will get stamp for it is the participant who comes on time during this event until the end and also fill the feedback form. Finally, we have reached the end of today's recep, not only today's recep, but also the semester recep. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience during the session for me as the master of ceremony and also from the committee. We hope to see you again, hopefully next year or even next semester. Kudos for everyone who has diligently attend the event every 2 weeks. Once again, thank you everyone for joining the session. Thank you for the speaker, Dr. Iza, and also Dr. Baskoro as our moderator. Good evening. Stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,